W6MQI, K0DWC. Good morning, Dave. You're sounding good and you're sounding strong.
Yeah, good morning, Chuck. Sounding good here, too.
Well, how's it going up there? Hotter than blue blazes, I can tell you that. It ain't no Death Valley, but by God, it's up there.
Yeah, Friday was hot here. Saturday was warm, but a little less. And today it looks like it's cooling out. We got a little bit of a breeze, a little bit of a cool bite in the air. So I think it's going to be a good day.
Yeah, you know, a couple of days ago when I looked at the weather, they had like 4 straight days of 100+ degree weather, and I checked it last night, and they cut out all the triple digits except for one day, and I think that's Monday. They're still calling for, I think, 101 or whatever. Everything else was reduced down to like 97, 96, as if it makes that much difference.
Yep, that'll be, yeah. Never thought you'd say 90, 95, 96, 97 would be better. But boy, you get over that 100 mark and it's just brutal.
Yeah. Well, you know, middle of July, I guess it's to be expected, I guess. But a couple of years ago, most of July we had 100-degree temperatures. It was awful and it was miserable. You know, usually it's just maybe a week's worth, you know, the triple digits, but hopefully it'll start winding down as we get closer to August. But anyway, I got you in the #1 spot, Dave. You are on the paper. W6MQI, K0DWC.
Alrighty, Chuck. I heard somebody tuning up. I will stand by. W6MQI.
WA6OPE on frequency.
Good morning, Tom. How are you this morning? How's beautiful Richmond? Is that marine layer in yet? W6OPE, K0DWC.
Yeah, good morning. Morning, Dave. Yes, the marine layer is here. Nice and cool and gray in Richmond. There are a few sunspots here and there, but mostly hot. About 60, maybe 60 degrees, and a slight breeze blowing. Nice and cool. Ah, yes. That's why I live here. So anyway, standing by.
WA6OPE.
Okay, Tom. Got a good signal in here this morning in Dayton, and glad things are very comfortable over there for you. That's a good deal. So I've got you in the #2 spot, sir. You are on the paper. Okay. WA6OPE with W6MQI. This is K0DWC.
This is W6AQU.
Good morning, Bob. How are you, sir? How's the smoke over there? I've got you in the 3 spot, so you're on the paper, but what's going on over there?
Very good. Good morning to you. We have lots of smoke. Morning to OPE. And another station, MQI, I think I missed. Yeah, lots of smoke. I don't know why. It's not going to go away, no wind. We still have this big fire on the other side of Interstate 5 and south of the Oregon border that's I guess they're not going to ever let it burn out. It's going to keep going and going and going. We'll be standing by. Go ahead, Chuck.
Okay. I'm sorry it's so smoky. You know, I went out back here this morning to feed the horses, and I looked down toward Minden and saw a big brown cloud down there. So it's scooping its way back up here again. It was pretty bad yesterday. and I looked out back and I looked down toward Carson City and Minden, and I couldn't even see the Sierra. The smoke was so bad, but it seems to clear up during the night and then it creeps back in the morning. But right now there's a big brown cloud down there by Minden. But anyway, okay, hey, if there's anybody else that wants to be an early check-in and be number 4, you're welcome to come in to the Vintage Military Radio Net and be an early check-in. So come now if you'd like to.
And you 6 out.
W6 SSP.
WA7YBS.
Okay, alrighty, boy, we got a lot. Alright, I've got Ron down, I've got Bill, and I've got Steve and Henry. Let's see, let me make another call out real quick, and I'll give you the rundown here in just a second. Anybody like to be number 8 for the Vintage Military Radio Net? Be an early check-in. Come now. Okay, nothing heard. So, okay, guys, I'll give you the order as I have heard people. We'll go from there. We've definitely got enough folks to start the net. Everybody here knows the spiel, and that'll save a little bit of time. So, anyway, here is the order as I have it. In the number 1 spot, I've got Dave, W6MQI. In the 2 spot is Tom, WA6OPE. In the 3 spot is Bob, W6AQU. In the 4th spot is Ron, NU6F. In the 5 spot is Bill, N6BCT. The number 6 spot is Steve, W6FSP. And the number 7 spot is Henry, WA7YBS. So that's the rundown as I have it. And let me make one last call out and then we'll start. If you'd like to number 8 for the first round, Military Radio Net coming out. Okay, nothing heard. So one more rundown of the call signs. Number 1, W6MQI. Number 2, WA6OPE. Number 3, W6AQU. Number 4, NU6F. Number 5, N6BCT. Number 6, W6SSP. And number 7, WA7YBS. So, good morning, fellas. Everybody's got a good signal in here this morning. I even heard Bill. I don't know for how long. It's not Bill's fault, really. It's just going to be peak conditions, probably. But I've heard everybody so far. We're running the typical regular net control station this morning, ART13, D104 mic, and going through a inverted V, 250 watts. I jacked up the power a little bit. And, well, if you can believe that watt meter, but anyway, listening on 2 receivers, the ARR7, R45 ARR7, and the R388 on the loop. So that's the rundown here. So we'll get started for first round, and we'll send it up to Dave over in Livermore, W6MQI, K0DWC.
All right, K0DWC, W6MQI. Good morning, Chuck, and everybody. Everybody's sounding good this morning here in Livermore. And a little bit of QSP on you, Chuck, there, but all in all, copying you fine. And, yep, here we are in Livermore, finally cooling off a little bit. We got a little bit of a breeze, a little bit of a cool bite in the air, which is good. I mean, it's going to be a little cooler today, which is looking forward to. Today we're on the ART13. Let's see, on the 75A4 receiver. So that's the rundown here. I guess over to Tom. I guess your train watching was a bus from what I hear. So over to Tom, WA6OPE, W6MQI.
Okay, W6MQI, WA6OPE. Yes, it certainly was. Anyway, next time, whenever that might be, that could be a while. Unless I'm ready to go to Vinyl. Anyway, good morning everybody. I'm hearing everybody. Conditions are pretty good and my noise level is lower than normal today too. Don't know why. Nice and cool and gray here. High fog. Nice sea breeze blowing. Very comfy. Yesterday, a beautiful day. Fog in the morning, sun in the afternoon. The usual pattern here. Summertime pattern. So let's see, the rig is the usual, old reliable, jinxed it, TCM transmitter and RBC receiver. And not too much going on in radio front these days. I've been busy with other things, and including chasing trains, which was a bust, and can you believe that? A steam engine hit a tree. And actually did a little damage to the engine too. One of the cylinder cocks was damaged. I don't know if it broke it off, but it was damaged. And that was the big delay. They had to get chainsaws out of the purifier, saw the tree up and get it off the cracks, and then they had to, I saw some video, the tree was about maybe 10 inches in diameter, something like that, fair-sized tree. And then they had to do some kind of patch to that cylinder cock, I guess. And anyway, and then we were in Colfax, hot, humid, God, and a mob scene like you can't believe. I mean, there were so many people in downtown, Old Town Colfax, it was unbelievable. And so it. I forget, anyway, I think it was 2.5 hours after we left that the train finally came through. We said, the hell with it, and fought our way back through all the traffic on I-80 parking lot. Stop and go, stop and go. That's the way it's getting now. It used to be able to, you could drive from the Bay Area to Sacramento in about an hour, non-stop. Now it is an hour and 20. And stop and go, and slow and go, and then some more stop and go. It's a zoo. And they're working on the causeway, Sacramento, and hopefully that might improve it a little bit, but boy, that backup where Highway 50 and 80 come together near the causeway, that is just complete zoo. So, I'll keep it moving here. Let me look at the list. Ah, yes. Good signal, Bob. WA6AQU, WA6OPE.
WA6OPE. W6Able Queen Uncle. Well, that is a bummer. Very, very disappointing. Both I'm not seeing the train, but that traffic, really a mess down there. We do not have that traffic mess up here, but if we go shopping in Medford, we kind of run into it. Well, MQI, loud and clear there on the ART-13, given the TCK arrest. And Ron was thinking, "Hi, golly, I'm not in Colfax anymore." Yeah, that was really a bummer. But good morning to Bill. A little bit of signal, making it over the hill. And Steve, you're in there. You didn't say much. And good morning to Henry. You're a pretty good signal over here. I wonder what you're running this morning. Well, it's smoky. And, yesterday was 111. I don't see this going to be any better today. And let's see. I have not had a cup of coffee yet. Maybe if I do that, I'll wake up. NU6F. W6 Able Queen Uncle. Okay, good deal. See if I got it. Yeah, we do. Anyhow, well, I've got a difficult copy on some, a lot of QSB. Chuck had, for me, Chuck had the largest QSB. We just disappeared. So, conditions are what they are. Well, anyhow, good deal, guys. Dave, Tom, Bob, Bill, Steve, Henry, and Dave, okay, on the trusty ART-13. And Livermore, yeah, it's hot. I know yesterday was my grandniece, one of my grandniece's birthday parties. They had it over at the water park over here, and they didn't have any. We didn't have it reserved for a place with any shade, so I think it was still only in the low 90s. But yeah, there wasn't the slightest breeze, and other than getting wet and having a little bit of a walking swamp cooler, that was about it. And yeah, Tom, that's the pits on the train. I didn't follow up on the details of what damage there was to the train. I pictured, I pictured maybe one of the connecting rods snagging the tree. I know, because looking at the engine, it does hang out quite a bit farther than the diesels. At least the connecting rods and the moving the hardware off the valve train. But yeah, I did have friends over in Dutch Flat came by yesterday, and they got some good video of it crossing up by Secret Town, the overpass over the old Lincoln Highway. That wasn't too far from my old place there, and yeah, he got some good video there. But yeah, other friends here in Sparks looking for it, never did figure out where they were hiding at that day when it did finally make it over here. The next day, no one could find it. Bob, 111, ooh-wee, and smoke to boot. And anyhow, you can probably tell from the background Hoover vacuum cleaner, no, not the vacuum cleaner, it's the TDE. And got the amp on, and we're at about 130 watts carrier. And there you go. All right, with that, take it away, Bill, N6BCT, and U6F.
Okay, Bill, thank you very much. N6BCT, this is W6SSP. Good morning, everybody. Nice morning here. Similar conditions as to what Tom said. High fog and kind of cool, about 60. So we've had a lot of hot weather lately. 105 Friday, and yesterday was a little cooler, but not that much. Didn't feel like it. Still close to 100, 98 or so. And they're saying it's going to be cooler today, but then temperatures jump up. Anyway, this is Steve, just north of Santa Rosa. Wearing the usual Collins 75A1 receiver and 32V1 transmitter. D104 microphone, about 85 watts out, into a dipole about 30 feet up or so. Let's see what else. Hey, we'll keep it moving. Let's send it down. Oh, I'm sorry, Henry. I want to mention one thing. I didn't go, and he can do something else in a second. Henry, I know you know what these are. He bought a Kennedy 281 receiver.
Anyway, send it over to Henry. WA7YBS, W6SSP.
Okay, let's get, talking tweak here and see how everything is shaping up. And well, okay, that's about as good as it gets. Wow. Guess we had a little mismatch there. That's what happens when you don't pre-tune. Okay, we're all set now. And, well, morning to all. And it's pretty nice here today. Sun came up the usual time, a little after 6. And it's not too bad. I think, let's see, what was it? 63 this morning. So, we'll see, it'll probably get up to 100 at least. But, hey, it's summer. It happens. And, yeah, Steve, Kennedy 281, the 521 amp. Yeah, that's the shortwave, the Kennedy shortwave. Of course, shortwave back in 1921 was essentially the AM broadcast band and 200 meters. And that's pretty much what that little receiver does, is about 500 kilocycles up to about 2 meg. And they're nicely made, you know, with the Formica panel and the mahogany cabinet. They're really nice little receivers. And of course, you know, it takes a little, because they're a 3-circuit tuner, that takes a little bit of skill to find critical coupling and all of that sort of stuff to get the most out of those sets. But they're fully capable. And that was the thing, you know, the 200 meter band was 1500 kc in the 20s, 1500 kc on up. And we didn't really get the bands, the ham bands that we know today, about 1925 or so. So anyway, very good on that. Well, I'm running the 32V3 today. And let's see, it looks like about 115 watts or so of carrier power to the collinear array antenna. And the military connection is to the British Royal Army. As usual, we're running the, with this transmitter anyway, we're running the Raycal RA17L. And so that's that. Let's turn it back to Chuck. K0DWC, WA7, YBS.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you know, the signals are still pretty doggone good. Just a few milliseconds of fade here and there, which is no big deal. Everybody is Q5 copy. Well, Bill's probably about a Q3, I guess, but copyable, but no problem with anybody else. So anyway, not a whole lot going on here radio-wise yet, but got some projects for the winter, for the fall, I should say. And right now we're kind of concentrating on stuff outside. Working on my Lincoln weld pack. I got the conversion. I got a new weld for it. I'm still waiting on the tank. I ordered a brand new tank, 80 cubic feet per minute Argonon tank for it, which right now is in Sparks. I don't know if I'll get it tomorrow or get it on Tuesday, but once I get that, I'm going to take it down and fill it up with the Argonon mix and then come back and dial that welder in. So, that's kind of what I've been doing. So anyway, yeah, it's going to be warm again today. Like Henry said, it's probably going to be about 100 degrees, but not looking forward to that. It's like Jerry said a few weeks back, you know, once you get to 10 o'clock, you might as well just hang it up and go in the house. That's kind of the way it's been, really. At least for me, anyway. But anyway, let me see if there's anybody else who wants to check in the program before we're going to get on the race. Like to come join us, come down. I thought I heard something. If you'd like to join us now for the Vintage Military Radio Net, come now. Okay, I guess I'm hearing things. Alrighty, well, we'll head back up to the top for round 2 and go back over to Livermore, W6MQI, K0DWC.
Alright, K0DWC, W6MQI. Alright, fine copy on everybody that time. Yep. I was on the upper side of that military net last Wednesday and asked Mike. In fact, Mike, where's Mike today? He's missing in action. Well, him and Tom had went and saw the train, and he told me what happened. Yeah, that'd be pushing my patience. Dealing with all the people and such, and the heat and the humidity and everything. Yeah, that's a bummer. Not much going on here radio-wise. I cleaned the shack. Had a really ergonomically, my shack was a pain in the butt. I had my amplifier on the other side of the room, and in order to tune the amplifier with a rig that was on the other side of the room, I had to stretch my CW key or my microphone cable. That got me about 2/3 of the way across the room. Then I had to stretch the other third with my arm to operate the amplifier or antenna tuner. What a royal pain in the butt. So I got everything on the one side of the room now. It's all within reach. I now have all my 12-volt needs coming from one point instead of multiple wall warts and such. So I finally got that taken care of. So I've been doing a lot of house cleaning here. Still got a couple things left to do, but a whole lot better than it was before. Yeah, Chuck, 5 minutes on the welder. It's nice to have a tank with the MIG machine, much cleaner weld. I use flux core on mine, nasty flux core. Unfortunately, my little Lincoln 220 MIG machine doesn't have the gas ports on it, so I can't hook a machine up to it. But one of these days, when I grow up, I want to give myself a nice MIG machine so I can hook up some battle to it. Much nicer welding. Flux core is fine from outside when you're in the windy conditions, but when you want nice welding, yeah, go with the gas. We have a nice, we had a nice Miller single wave at work. They ended up buying I don't even know how to turn the thing on. It's a Dynasty. Buddy of mine, he bought it for out there, very expensive machine, and it's all computerized and such. But yeah, the nice Cinco Wave 250 we had, it's now sitting out in the yard. God, I wish I could get that thing. That was a nice MIG or a TIG machine, and it did arc welding as well. I'm glad to see stuff like that sit outside. They should be able to sell that stuff off to the public or something, because there's nothing wrong with it other than it being old. But yeah, not much going on here. Bell station's sounding good. So I guess I'll move it along up to Tom, WA6OPE, W6MQI.
Okay, W6MQI, WA6OPE. I just We're sorting through a bunch of screws and nuts and bolts and stuff. And boy, what a mess. And I tipped over a coffee can full of stuff. So then I started sorting it all out. So getting there now. Very good. Everybody's up to the usual stuff. Yeah, the train. I check the website every day, but there hasn't been a lot of information about it. They were going to go to Ogden, and then they were going to head north. They were going to go up into Idaho. Don't know how far, like Pocatello, I think. And then they were going to cut over and go to Kemmerer, Wyoming. Birthplace of J.C. Penney, which is about to die, I understand. And then from Kemmerer down to Rock Springs, and then east over to Cheyenne. And nobody knows what the next trip will be, or if, or when. So we shall see. But I got a feeling if I'm ever going to see that thing live and direct, I'm going to have to do some traveling to do it. So I'll go back to Wyoming or something. I've spent some time in Wyoming. Nice place. And I guess it's even getting nicer these days. And there are a lot of people moving there to escape. Last time I was there, a long time ago, let's see, 50 years? Yeah, about 50 years ago, something like that. Seems like yesterday. And I'll bet it's a lot different now than it was then. And still, remember, if I-80 was complete across Nevada or not. The last time I went to Wyoming, I had to go through some of the towns. The freeway was in, and we had to go through some of the towns. Some of the towns had been bypassed, and some of them you still had to go through them. Like on the old Highway 40 across Nevada, you had to go through all the towns. And with poor gas mileage, you had to stop and get gas in every town, because if you didn't, you wouldn't make it to the next town. In the days of crazy or what? And not to mention driving 89 miles an hour too. So, let's see, not too much new here, like I said, about radio stuff. I'm just looking at the list here. Everybody's and the main thing is my noise level's down. And, gee, you know, usually between carriers, today it's, gee, nice and quiet. What's going on? Okay, I'll keep it moving. Don't have much to say. So I'll send up to Bob. W6AQU, W6OPE.
WA6OPE, W6AQU, very good. Again, boy, it's about you know, we'll be able to do that one of these days. There used to be a train team here in Wairika. That's it's still down there. They used to give train rides, and the old train station is still there, actually. But it's like been abandoned by everybody. Well, I don't look forward to today's temperatures. We got a couple projects I want to get done outside right away. And then we're running air conditioning all day long. Mama, Papa, and the dog. Oh, I didn't fully understand. This much. NU6F. Disable Queen Uncle.
Okay, good deal, guys. Boy, I'm having issues with signals all over the place. I just realized that last transmission, my first transmission, I was over on the loop. And let me take a look and see. It's kind of interesting. What I got going, into KPH, the loop is about 5 dB better than this long wire. But I'm pretty sure from what I've seen, probably KPH must be on a vertical, and the loop, it's vertical. So I think that's the deal. But anyhow, good deal, guys. Yeah, crazy QSB on signals. It's a little bit less. I noticed receive-wise, I got a little bit less QSB here on the long wire. But looking into KPH, my signal is down just a couple of dB from. So there you go. I can either talk on one and listen on the other, or listen on both and talk on both. Vice versa. Well, let's see. Going up and down the line. Okay, Chuck, on the welder, ongoing deal. Yeah, I never was great with MIG welders. I know as simple as they are, but yeah, with gas welding, I always came up with a better ending, a better result. Not sure why, but that's the way it goes. And Dave, okay, on station ergonomics and where to move stuff around. Yeah, I'm debating that here, looking around also, not sure where my latest acquisition, Buddy Lee down in Boulder, Colorado, is supposedly today going over and picking up my load of gear from the estate sale there, and we'll see if he still. I think he has to leave here in a bit also, kind of a week or two, but I might be able to take a run down there and get it before I leave for Portugal, so we'll see. But yeah, not sure where everything is going to stack. It was a complete BC375 running package, and Rico Dynamotors, everything, and SCR 274, racks complete, Dynamotors, accessories, you name it. I may end up having to go ahead and move some stuff out to the garage to go ahead and make room for it. That's okay. It's all good. Surprisingly though, build signal is pretty decent. And Tom, you lost your noise, power line noise. I picked up my power line noise. It's literally the first time I've heard any primary distribution noise here. And it's just occasionally spitting and sparking a little bit. And the closest line is about a mile away. So it's probably, maybe it's a half mile away. So it's probably screaming pretty good for me to hear it that strong here. Other than that, not much else new going on. Getting ready for the trip in 3 weeks back to CU8 land, where I have no QRM, no QRN. The band is all mine. All right. With that, take it away, Bill. Half Moon Bay is all yours. N6BCT, NU6F.
Okay, Bill. Way down to the noise. I think I've got it. Let me check. Yeah, I think I got it. N6W6SSP, boy, conditions is really tense. Anywho, Henry, yeah, I'm very familiar with the Kennedy receivers. Top-notch stuff. I picked up a 110 at Lincoln a number of years ago, missing all kinds of parts in the case and everything, and was able to restore it and use it, and just had a blast with that thing. You can have a lot of fun with one-tube regenerative receivers, and that one is by far the most complex I've ever used, ever owned, for that matter. And yeah, Tom, I think I've mentioned it before, talking about trains. If you ever get over to England, your number one stop should be the city of York and the National Train Museum there. Absolutely amazing. I've been to a lot of museums in my life, and that one is impressive by a mile. It really is. It's just an incredible array of rolling stock from the very, very earliest all the way to the latest. Anyway, not much time for radios still. I'm still dealing with a fire inspector and over a massive number of violations they've cited me with, hacking on trees and doing this and doing that. And he's only given me 30 days to do it. This is the second time he's done this. And I don't think I did it. Anyway, speaking of that, it's still cool outside, so I think I'm going to go to the full saw and try to cut out a couple of dead branches. So I'll say 73 for now, guys. Hope to see you all next weekend. So I'll send it down to Henry. 7YDS, W6SSP. 73, all.
Well, okay. 73 to Steve, W6SSP. Yeah, those, I forget on that, on the Kennedy 110, how many NDBs, I did a test, to see how many, on those receivers, 19, 21, 22, picking up the broadcast band's easy. I mean, you can pick up the broadcast band with a crystal set. So, the real test is, can you pick up a 25 watt NDB from Texas or someplace like that. And I was able to do that with the Kennedy 110. And it's a good receiver. But like a lot of those three-circuit tuners, you got to set the critical coupling. And when you have the critical coupling set right, it's amazing what you can pick up. So anyway, I got another battery type set that came in, and this one's got a connection to the National Company. They're in Malden, Massachusetts. Of course, they weren't at this time. This is a Regeniformer. Regeniformer's kits that Glenn Browning and Frank Drake, wasn't Frank, it was Fred Drake came up with. And fancy coils, very precision coils. So they never had a Regeniformer. They weren't very popular. They were kits for a long time, up to about 1927, when Glenn Browning and Fred Drake created, started the Browning-Drake Company. And so anyway, that eventually became Browning Laboratories. And but anyway, we'll see how the Regeniformer works as a tuner. The coils and the variable capacitors and the vernier knobs were made by National. It's specifically for the Regeniformer kit. The rest of it's homebrew, and so we'll see how that goes. Another new article on the website for those interested. This is a very detailed writer on the Hammerland VLF receiver, SP600 VLF. And if you ever want to take one apart, well, this article will tell you how to do it with pictures. If you want to do a sweep alignment on the IF, well, tells you how to do it. So anyway, that's a new one I put up. I uploaded it yesterday. So it's about half of it's brand new. Half of the article is brand new, and the other half of it is a re-edit of some stuff I had on the long wave page. So anyway, that's new on the website, SP600 VLF. Good receiver. The best of the long wave vacuum tube receivers. So anyway, with that, let's back to Chuck, K0DWC, WA7, YBS.
Okay, Henry. Alrighty. Wow, great job on that VLF receiver. That's really cool. I remember when you first got that. It's been quite a while. It's been some years. But glad you lifted it up and got it going the way you need to get it going. So great job on that. Great job on the article too. Alright, we'll go ahead and get on with the 7.3 round now. Conditions aren't getting any better. So 7.3 is to Steve, W6SSP. So we'll do the 7.3 round now, but let's see, if there's anybody else want to check in at the last second round, and key number 8, come now. Okay, nothing heard. All right, fellas, we'll do the 7.3 round, and we'll send it back up to Dave, W6MQI, K0DWC.
K0DWC, W6MQI. Alrighty, Chuck. Yeah, Henry, I'm going to have to check that out, especially the section on sweeping the IF. I'm always interested in looking to see how people do that. Well, cool. Conditions weren't the best this time, but so anyway, we'll see you guys next week. And everybody have a good week, stay cool or whatever. And take care. Up to Richmond, WA6OPE, W6MQI.
Okay, W6MQI, WA6OPE. Very good, Dave. Overall, for some reason here this morning, a bit of QSB, but less than normal for here. Anyway, signals were pretty good. And of course, I think the lower noise level had a lot to do with that. And it's the lowest I've seen it in weeks, months actually. So very mysterious. And it's foggy, you know, the high fog and the high moisture level, whatever usually you have something spitting in, but not this morning. So good thing. Well, everybody have a good week. Stay safe. Don't try to chase any trains. 73, everybody, and here comes Bob, W6AQU, WA6OPE.
Okay, Tom. WA6OPE. W6A1.0. Dave? And to Steve? Well, I don't know about running into the trees, but oh, well. Well, Steve, you're on to other projects now. I guess this will be more fun. You know, with this, folks used to say, well, we have this project for the winter, but actually it's a project for the summer because of the intense heat. Very, very hot all day long. And into the night. Ron, you There's still one there. Bill, you faded into the sunset. Half minute big anymore. So we also the 373. I had a comment that I'd forgotten about it. Oh, the beach. Montague. They had a fire out there, but it didn't take beacon down, but it's all out there all went south. I don't know how they got a fire going. Montague had several little fires here and there. Come through the bottle and things like that. And no arsenic, just a hot weather and optics. So 73 is from Montague and U6F. W6A will Queen Uncle.
Okay, let's see if we got it. Yeah, all right, guys. Yeah, conditions, they are fading. I had to go back over to the, I'm back over on the loop again. I just got to keep switching back and forth, I think I need to put a motor on that and just have it keep rotating, and then I'll have the best of two worlds. All right, guys, and Bob, okay, on the Montague beacon, almost getting burnt. Yeah, rigs, I've got, well, see, I'm bringing one extra rig. I don't leave anything there because it's so humid. Pretty much the other hams have got the same issue. If you don't have it turned on and cooking a little bit, why, yeah, stuff just stops working. So add a little bit of salt there, humidity, and it's not the best place to leave gear. So anyhow, I take the little homebrew MCHF SDR rig and the matching amplifier power supply. I made that here a couple of years ago, and the whole package is in a little instrument case. Fits underneath the seat on the plane, and yeah, it works out well. And I do have one extra little rig, another kit that I bought. Another SDR. But it has no front panel display, everything. So it really depends on the software on your PC. But and I have a small little router that has to go with it. But anyhow, that combination makes even a smaller package, and so I've been using it the last week or so, and actually the first time I've spent a lot of time working on it, and it works really, really well. So I'll have the two rigs to take with me down there, and yeah, it should be fine. We'll string up the antenna, and radio-free Flores will be back on the air. All right, guys, I'll say my 73s. Bill, with the work going on in the house, and everything, hopefully that'll finish up and get back to normal. But before they leave, have them put up a nice big antenna for you. N6BCT, NU6F, listening out.
Okay, Bill. WA7YBS here, Steve signed. And anyway, very good on all of that from everybody. And on that beacon up in Montague, that's MOG, and it's on 402 kilocycles. If anybody wants to check and make sure it hasn't, burned up in the fires that is all up there around Bob, that must be a pretty strong beacon there in Montague itself, because it's a hot one here. In this area, it always has been. 402 or MOG has always been a very strong beacon. I think they run about 50 watts, which for an NDB is quite a bit of power. But we're losing, NDBs at a rate of, hundreds are decommissioned every year. So, what we could pick up 15 years ago, it's only a fraction of that now. It's just unbelievable. But hey, you talk to any pilot, they don't use them. So what can you expect? And so anyway, that's enough of that. We'll say 73. Everybody have a good one. And I'll be net control next week. So with that, 73 and back to Chuck, K0DWC WA7YBS.
Okay, Henry. Alrighty. Alright, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and shut the net down for today. And thank everybody for their support. A great bunch of guys. Thank you very much. As Henry stated, he'll be net control next weekend. And again then. So with that, I'll say my 73s. And Henry, I'll give you a buzz later this afternoon. And I'll say my 73s. So take care, guys. This is K0DWC signing.